గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా, పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా, ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సర్దాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా? మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా.
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल.
డౌన్లోడ్ ఆహా నౌ.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్. $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్ట్లు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి థర్డ్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live only on TvAsiaTelugu. మీ అందరికీ
fantastic show of our talk show with experts. మనతో ఉన్నారు మన ఇమిగ్రేషన్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ రాహుల్ రెడ్డి గారు. రాహుల్ గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ అండి for being on the show today.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
This program has been supported by movers.com and AHA OTT platform. Call our immigration expert on 1-833-882-8872. The number again is 1-833-882-8872. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BBTV, and Dish Network. All right, folks, coming to the topic for today. So, Rahul Garu, we've picked a pura hatke topic, I would say. You know, the guns, the 120 guns per 100 people in the USA. Now, tell us why this matters for even Indian immigrants, non-immigrants. Like, you know, what is the relevancy to, you know, immigration? You know, why are we talking about this, Sandy?
Yeah, first is that we are living in a country called United States. We need to understand United States a little bit, at least, the basic fundamentals, so that we can get a grasp of this country, what's going on in this country. Mm-hmm. Why do they have such gun rights in United States? Why did the Constitution protected them? I'm not advocating for or against the gun rights right now. I'm just wanting the people who are in non-immigrant visa to be understanding the country, though. Now, when the country was formed somewhere in 18th century, the founders of the country thought that individual should have right to hold the firearm. In case when the government want to suppress the individuals can revolt against the government. And if they revolt against the government, they should have the right to hold the gun. That's the reason why they put that thing. Now, you need to understand the concept of it, that they gained independence from Britain. So when Britain tried to control the United States, though, before United States became independent, they started restricting on the people. Hey, nobody can own the guns. The reason is that if they own the guns, they're going to fight against the oppressive government, which at that point of time called Britain. So since the founders of the Constitution just came out of the oppression from the Britain at that point of time, they thought that having guns would be more ideal. Having guns would actually solve the problem when the government will become more oppressive. Now,
okay,
you need to understand that at the time when the Constitution was framed, though, the gun right was not there. It was the Second Amendment. But when the first 10 amendments we considered in United States as part of the Constitution. Why were they part of the Constitution was that when they wrote the Constitution, when they sent it to the states when they sent it to the states to satisfy, to ratify the Constitution, they were promised at that point of time that their rights will be guaranteed. Please ratify the Constitution. We will guarantee the fundamental rights afterwards. So that on that promise, the states ratified the Constitution. So the first 10 amendments came immediately within 3-4 years after the Constitution came formed. Okay. And the second amendment is what we have, is the gun rights. The first amendment is freedom of speech. I mean, there's not much debate about whether we should have freedom of speech. Nobody's going to debate it. We definitely are settled on that. Everybody should have a right to speech. Now, to what extent the speech can be curtailed is a little bit debate about that. When it comes to the gun rights, though, this is the most controversial amendment, where some people say outright there should not be any gun rights. Some people say that we should have gun rights. And there is a debate that keeps on going on. Until about 2008, though, things were doing fine. I mean, there's not much debate over that. In 2008, when the Supreme Court, with the decision of 5-4 in the Washington, D.C., they gave an individual right to hold the gun in Washington, D.C. When he applied for the license, they didn't approve for his license. So that's when now, after 2008, everything came back into the picture. And of course, you know what's going on. They're shooting the school children. They're shooting the shopping mall. Of course, the debate is there. There are some flaws in the Constitution, though, in the United States. Not every constitution, I couldn't find any constitution in the world that is flawless. There will always be some flaws. So even if we disagree upon something, overall, the Constitution of the United States stood for almost 250 years. We're still there. No problem with it. The country is holding, everything is going on. There are, even if you disagree with the gun rights, though, it's just a flaw out of all the things that are there, in all constitutions. We have to live by it, and we have to accept the Constitution. We don't have an option. Now, when it comes to the non-immigrants, though, the limitation of the people holding the guns is very severe. Okay. I would recommend that if you intend to hold any firearm, I would strongly recommend you consult a local lawyer in that particular state, though, because each state has a lot of restrictions on it. And at the same time, consult an immigration lawyer. 2, if you want to hold a gun license, please contact both the lawyers, the state lawyer and the immigration lawyer, though. I would strongly recommend stay away from it. That's my simple recommendation. But if somebody wants to go and practice guns, though, shooting range, right? There's absolutely no problem. You can do so. When you want to have a license for the gun, I would request that you consult a lawyer. But if you just want to go to shooting range, it's not a problem. Go ahead. It's a fun thing. There's nothing wrong. You should experience that thing. I personally myself went a couple of times. It's a good experience. You can. I mean, the one thing that bothered me in the gun range was, there was a lot of noise. The sound. I
can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. The sound is, oh my goodness. Even though you put the protection here, it was. And the gun doesn't look to be that easy, though. When you shoot, man, just bounces back. So there are a lot of things that you learn. There's nothing wrong with it going into the gun show. Now, I don't say the same thing with marijuana, though. Please stay away from that.
Yes.
But in guns, you can go to the shooting range. Absolutely not a problem. You can show your driving license. You can go in there. But if you want to hold a license, then you contact an immigration lawyer and a local state lawyer.
Rahul, got one question on that. If somebody is waiting on their green cards, is there any impact that this can cause, like holding, getting a firearm?
No. If you lawfully get the license to get a firearm, it won't have any problem for them to get a green card. Absolutely not a problem.
And subsequently, what about citizenship? Will they have any issues at all?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. I was just curious,
Sure.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our first caller for the day, Andy. Sorry, Rahul Garu, before we go to our caller, is there anything else you'd like to add to this, Andy?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. We can go to the question.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's take our first caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 8122. 8122, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 8122. Hello?
Yeah. Can
Hello,
you
sir?
hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go
Yeah,
ahead, sir.
can you hear me? Good evening. Thanks for taking my call. This
Sure.
is Suman. My priority date was 2010 on EB2, and I got the EAD and AP on July 2021. My 485 is still pending since 950 days. And recently I married, and my wife got H4. I'm still maintaining my H1 status. So
Of course.
she's coming to us on this month, June 16th. So here is my question, like what is the process to add her to my pending 485? So directly can we apply for I-131?
What is your priority date?
November 2010.
Oh, November 2010.
EB2. Yeah.
Oh, you can apply. You should apply the green card. You should apply for the 485 for her right now. You can.
Okay. So what is my attorney sent something I-140 AOS or something. I don't know what is that. So
You said your green card is not approved, is right? It's still pending.
yeah, not approved. It's pending. Mine is pending since 950 days.
Okay, I want you to apply 485 immediately. I don't want you to get a green card. It's going to complicate the situation though. I want you to apply for the green card right now, okay? You can apply the 485 for your wife.
What is the process? Directly
Just
we can go
file-
with the 485, right?
Directly filing the 485 is a process.
Okay. Okay. So we don't need EAD or something for her?
We don't need EAD. You can apply for EAD along with it, 485. You can apply advance for along with it.
Okay. So my question, another question is like, can I use my advance payroll? Why? Because what is the processing time to get EAD now? I think it's 5 to 7 months, right? So in between, can I use my advance payroll now to apply my jobs?
Can you use your advance parole after you file the 485 for your wife? Is that your question?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Still it is pending. Okay. I have,
Absolutely.
so what will happen? See now. Okay. How? Like, see, my wife is an H4 status, right? So if I will use my advance payroll, my H1 will be cancelled, right?
Not exactly true. Not exactly true. Only when you use the EAD, your H1B will be cancelled. Even if you use the EAD, wait, let me finish. Even if you use the EAD, if your wife filed the 485, she can say goodbye to the H4. She's on 485. She's on adjustment of status. Adjustment of status is the status. Hello?
Okay. So, Rahul, what you suggest directly? Okay. So, what will happen if I will get my GC? So, while her application is pending,
she will get a green card later on. You don't have to do anything. Since your priority date is November 2010, once you get if you get the green card, she doesn't get the green card. She will later on get the green card. In about 5 or 6 months after you get the green card, she will get a green card.
Okay, so I can go with advance payroll and 485 for her, right, to apply right away?
Absolutely. When you apply for 485 plans for...
And one more help I need, Rahul. So, okay, so I need one more help. I want to sue the USCIS for my green card delay. So how can I connect to your office to discuss more on this? And
we can help you filing the 485 for your wife. You can drop an email to us at info@rnlawgroup.com. With regards to suing the USCIS, I saw the question of you saying that, hey, people whose priority date is November 2013 and 2014 got the green card. But 2010 people who
10 to 13.
whose prior 10 to 13 did not get a green card, we consider that, and we are not taking that case right now. The reason is that we don't think so that we have a likelihood of winning it, because the 485, according to the law, is the discretion of the immigration officers to approve it or not approve it. So normally courts won't interfere into that one. So I would not be willing to take up your case, but we would, if you want to help in finding your wife's 485, we can.
No, that can. But earlier you said I think I called you and you said we can sue the USCIS.
We consider that. We consider that. And after reading the opinions of the court, we came to the conclusion that we are not going to take up the cases. Okay. Now, one thing, if your 485 gets delayed, though, okay, when did you file the 485?
It's 20, actually, that October 20 or something, right? When it was current first time.
Right. We can sue the USCIS for delay in your particular case, though. Not sue the USCIS saying that, why did you approve that guy and did not approve mine? We are not the case. But if your case is, hey, you filed in October 2020, you still did not get the green card, you can contact our office. If you do, contact Stephen Brown in our office. But only do it after you file for your wife.
Okay. What is his name? Stephen
Brown.
Okay. So shall I call directly the number, whatever is the website? I can call you.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next question.
But like Rahul Garu said, please finish your wife's piece of the application and then only go ahead with this. Please remember to do that first, that order. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So Rahul Garu, just going back to this other person's question that was on the live chat as well, you know, about people receiving people who filed in 2013 and 14 receiving their GCs, and while people who filed from 2010 to 13. So what has, what has made you decide that, you're not going to be taking up these cases anymore, sir?
Well, we haven't taken up any cases before either. So for us to take it, but the reason is that it is completely up to the discretion of the USCIS to approve the case. So we may not be getting any positive results saying that why did that guy get the green card, I did not get the green card. However, though, priority date is right now current. For example, for this gentleman, it's 2010, which is still final action date is current. We can sue the USCIS saying, hey, it's been like 24 months, I still did not get the green card. And we're receiving good positive results for those people. But if the priority date is not current, let's say in 2012 for EB2, and which is not current for some people, we are not willing to sue the USCIS. We got some negative results, and we also got some negative results for the other cases that we studied upon, so we're not taking them.
Now, sir, for such people, is there anything that you recommend in terms of like writing a letter to anyone, or is there anything at all they can do?
Yes, the draft of the letter is already provided there to not include the family members into the pool so that we can get the priority date movement fast. As you know, there are a lot of bills that are pending. Recently, we had one victory in the Congress where the budget bill has been passed to reduce the deficit. But still, our immigration bills are not going anywhere. What we are advising the administration is, look, you can wait for the Congress to pass. They're not going to pass. Just implement the law a little bit differently. Then you don't have to go to the Congress. So I recommend all the people to write a letter, not counting the family members. And not counting the family members, the priority date will move much faster.
Makes sense. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. All right. Caller with number ending in 9549. 9549. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Hello? Thanks for calling. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thanks for taking my call, ma'am.
Sure.
Actually, we had attended 485 interview on first week of May. But still, in your site, still status is showing the interview was scheduled. So what could be the reason still status is interview was scheduled, and is it any worrying thing?
No, not at all. If you have attended the interview and the online status says that they are scheduled an interview, you're perfectly all right. But let me ask you this question. What is your priority date?
September 2024? Sorry, 2014.
No.
Sorry, 2014.
Okay, got it. Okay. Since the priority date is not current right now, they are not going to approve your case. Just because it says the interview is scheduled, you can completely ignore it. You're perfectly all right.
Okay. And I have one more question, sir. Actually, we filed 485s both in EB3 and EB2 categories. And we had EAD and AP combo card through EB3 with expiry date 24th October 2023. And only got EAD for EB2 485 application with expiry date of 21st September 2024. And for EB2, AP got denied for reason of received benefit through EB3. My question is, how should I proceed with renewals of EADs? Should I get renewals for both categories? And how
file
about
it for both.
AP?
File it for both. Even file for advance file for both. At the most, they can deny. That's not going to harm you in any way. I would file for all the things because it's free anyway.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
Nitya, I just also want to point out some things.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people are shocked that, hey, my priority date is not current. Why am I getting interviewed? It's common for them to interview the people whose priority date is not current.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. And some people are excited about it. Oh, I'm going to get a green card. No, unfortunately, if your priority date is not current, they're not going to grant you the green card.
Okay, makes sense. Now, before we move on with our show, I just want to get a quick update on this H-1B fraud. Just sort of want to get an idea as to what's going on right now. And there's been talk about approximately like 120,000 people, possibly being thrown out of the country, which is a little disturbing. So just wanted to touch base on that and get your input as well.
Nitya Garu, in our TvAsia show, we've been telling people from past couple of years since the show has begun, not to file with the duplicate applications, not under any circumstances, not to file with these companies which doesn't have any job opportunity, not to file with the internal projects which don't exist. Now, previously people got the victories. They got their H-1Bs approved. The way it works in this country is that they let the crime grow to a bigger level and then they attack it afterwards. So past couple of years, these people have gone too much, and this year, 400,000 duplicate applications were being filed. 400,000. That's a 60% of the entire application. Out of 700,000, 400,000 applications were duplicate applications. And they were tracking these people from past 3 years. It's not that they're tracking this only this year. So they have identified 90,000 people who committed fraud in filing multiple applications. So that means that there is a chance they may go after all these 90,000 now. Now, I've seen in some of the channels that, oh no, they're going to only go after the companies. No, it's going to affect the companies. It's going to affect the individuals though. Okay. It may affect it. And now, only recently, in the past 5-6 months, we have noticed when there is a fraud committed by the employer though, they are putting a permanent ban on an employee also. The reason what they're citing is that, hey, you did collaborated with the employer in trying to obtain the immigration benefits fraudulently. That's the reason you're going to have a permanent ban, never ever to come back into the United States. Not just on H-1B, H-4, B-2, whatever visa, you cannot come back into the United States. The reason for the ban is for misrepresentation, fraud committed on USCIS. And any person who is involved in these kind of activities, where people have filed multiple applications though, they may have to contact their lawyer to see what are the options available for them. They may protect by themselves, complaining against the lawyer, against the company. They may protect the evidence, what they have discussed with the employer, if the evidence is in their favor, of course. So yes, as you said, rightfully said, there is a chance that is 120,000 people that they identified, more than 120,000 people that they identified may be thrown out of the country.
Okay, that's a little scary, but
yeah,
let's keep our fingers crossed. Rahul Garu, do you think, how far back do you think they're going to keep going, digging into this?
Mostly these duplicate filing fraud started conducting from 2019, which is approximately around 4 years from now, fiscal year of 2020. I don't think so they're going to go back more than that because we haven't seen that much fraudulent filings before. The reason the fraudulent filing started occurring in the fiscal year of 2020 is that previous to 2020 fiscal year, we have to mail an entire application with the filing fees check. That means that if our case gets selected, the filing fees is gone. Okay, so we didn't used to see that many problems before. They changed the system, say, oh, you don't have to file the entire thing, only pay $10, apply in the lottery. If you get in the lottery, then you can apply. So these people, it's $10, right? So $10 is not a big amount of money. They started applying left and right. Initially, people tested, it worked. They tested again, it worked. They tested again, it worked. So it kept on growing to an extent where the regular applications are 300,000, the fraudulent applications are 400,000 applications. So of course, they published all of this in there with the news, Washington Journal, everybody commenting on it, and they are coming after these people right now. So from 2020 fiscal year onwards, going far backward all the way to 2020, they will go after them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you, sir. Just taking a couple of quick questions from the live chat users as well. This is from Sanyasi Naidu Dadi. Says, when can we expect the implementation of pilot program for visa stamp renewals in USA for H-1B?
We're expecting before September end of 2023. That means approximately 3 months from now, we're expecting the pilot program. We don't know at this point of time, Nitya Garu, whether they are going to have a change of status also to be eligible to apply for the visa stamping. The reason is that visa stamping used to be there before 2004. That's approximately 20 years ago. In those days, though, they only used to allow us to file for the extensions. That means that if you are in H4, you got the H4 extension through USCIS, you could apply for the passport stamping of the H4. If you are working for Company A, you got an extension with Company A, you have a stamping with Company A, we can apply for the passport stamping with Company A in Washington, D.C. at that point of time. So, we don't know at this point of time they're going to allow people who change from H4 to H1 to apply in here, but I can tell at this point of time they're going to implement for sure the extensions. That means if you're on Company A, you file an extension, you're still working with Company A, then you can go for stamping. So we'll see as they come in, but it should start within 3 months starting from now. June, July, August, September. I would say 4 months. Correct.
Got it. Thank you, sir. Let's quickly take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 2578. 2578, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hello? Hello, sir?
Hi.
Sir, can you mute your TV, please, if you don't mind?
Yes, I just muted it. I'm sorry.
No.
Yes, I just did. Sorry.
Please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead with your question, sir.
Hi. So my name is Krishna. My quick question. I am on an H-1B right now. I have my wife is on an H-4. However, it's already been close to 3 years. My H-1 has been filed, but my I-140 hasn't yet been initiated. Like my perm and all that process has not yet been initiated. So my question is, the main concern for me to initiate that is my master's is basically on a project management field and my bachelor's is BSc computer science.
Mhm.
So, and my H1 is on a software developer role.
Mhm.
So my question is, when I'm filing my perm application, should we apply as a business analyst or should we apply as a software developer?
What
I
is your
wanted to
bachelor's
know.
degree? What is your bachelor's degree, you said?
Computer science.
Well, you can go with software developer. That's perfectly all right. And at this point of time,
It's
though,
it's not. I'm sorry to interrupt, officer, sir, but it's actually a 3 years bachelor's degree, not like a 4 years engineering. It's like BSc course.
uh, and how about your master's degree? Is in USA?
Yes, my master's is from the US. It's on project management.
Mhm. Well, you can do one thing. How many years of experience do you have before you joined this company?
My present company?
Yeah.
I have about 4 years, 3.5 years plus of experience in India, and
Okay, that's
close
good.
to
That's good
in my
enough.
OPT and all that, I have about 3 years of
Well, you don't have to use any degree at all for you to file a labor certification, though. 2 years experience is good enough for you to get
Okay.
to EB3 right now. I'm not concerned at this point of time whether you're going to be in EB2 or EB3. Typically, I would like you to be in EB2 though, but I'm not concerned at this time. Maybe later on, 10 years down the line, I may be interested in. Go ahead, file with only with 2 years experience. That's good enough. You'll get into EB3. And then later on, at a later
EB3,
date,
but if I really have to, if I really have to do it on EB2, it has to be on a master's quota, right?
you
So
got it right.
will I not be
Absolutely.
eligible if I apply on EB2?
You may be eligible, but why take a risk right now? Your wife's need H4.
Oh, okay.
You need 6 years of
Right.
H1B, more than 6 years of extension. Well, your part date may not be current in your lifetime, so you don't have to worry about it right now. Okay, so get this
I
step.
got it.
Get this step one. Something easy, you can achieve it. Just 2 years experience. Get the EB3 approved. Oh, we'll discuss about EB2 after 10 years. Okay.
Sure, sir. That was my primary question. And in case I really have to get in touch with you on your website with a personal appointment, can I just select you or do I have to go with any other office? Not that I don't trust them, but it's just that I would prefer having you.
Sure. You can always have, my appointments are all open there. You can just schedule at any point of time you want to. Okay. But this is simple though.
Great. I'll be happy to do that.
It's a simple, right now, get the EB3 approved right now. That's what I would say. Well, I would charge money and say the same thing nicely, but that's all. The conclusion will be the same.
Right. And can we do anything about perm applications? Like, I mean, they're going on for like July. I mean, it has a backlog of about 11 months. Is there like priority or basically my lawyer doesn't acknowledge to many things. He says, just don't worry and keeps me away from anything. So most of the information I get a lot from your YouTube channel. So.
Right. We are suing the USCIS for, not USCIS, Department of Labor. I think so we're going to file the first case this week itself. Starting from this week itself, we're going to file the first cases. Because there are a lot of people who are affected with the delay in the prevailing wage. That's taking about 8 months. Mm-hmm. Plus, of course, there is recruitment and then labor certification. So the whole process is taking 2 years, which is not supposed to take that much. All those things should be completed within 6 months. So we are taking, if you want to join the lawsuit, of course, at least you should either file a prevailing wage or file the labor certification. And then you can contact our office to be part of the case where we are requesting the Department of Labor to expedite the matter because of the urgencies that are involved in it. Okay?
Okay. Got it. Understood. My last and small question is, I hold a Canadian PR as well parallelly, but whenever I travel back from the US, from Canada to US, I always have been asked why I'm coming back when I have a Canada PR. Is there a way out on this? I mean, should I not be having a Canadian PR and have an H1 here? No. Because Canada PR was my backup, so I applied it and I got approved on it a couple of months ago.
Yeah, you did a good job because we just discussed that it may be in your lifetime, you may not get the green card. There's nothing wrong. No, just ignore them.
Right.
Ignore their comments, though. Why are you coming here? You can ignore them. That's perfectly all right. They will never ever deny your admission because you have a PR. You cannot come into the United States on H-1B. There is nothing like that. Nobody ever got denied admission because of that. So you can continue coming, going, not a problem.
Got it.
All right.
And how many days on H-1B can I be outside the US?
Well, H-1B allows you to stay in the country, though. You are staying in Canada, you are staying in India, you're not staying on H-1B. But typically, if it's more than 4 months that you're staying, I want you to consult an immigration lawyer.
Oh, 4 months in a calendar year.
At a one stretch, yes. Not a calendar.
At one stretch. Okay, great. Yeah.
All right.
That's all,
Thank
sir.
you,
That's
sir.
all I had. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right. A quick question, Nandi, before we take our next caller. This is from Mike. I don't know how we're going to answer this, but he says, how many green card applications are pending till 2023 for EB2 and EB3 from Indian citizens? And is there any hope in this government to solve this backlog issues?
The last time I remember, it was approximately 60,000 applications pending in EB2 and EB3, though, from Indian nationals, though.
Okay.
To solve the problem, there's two ways to proceed. One, the Congress, which is the Parliament, need to pass a legislation, which is not going to happen. The second is the administration can take a daring step of not counting the family members. If that happens, things will be solved. If not, by the time the backlog to clear until December of 2014, we may have to wait for maybe almost at least 5 to 6 years before the priority date moves forward. Beyond January 1st of 2015, it may take approximately 5 to 6 years.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller, Andy. Next caller, please. Okay, caller with number ending in 6280. 6280, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hi, Rahul.
Hello, sir. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rahul. This is Sanjay. I have two quick questions. So my wife was working on H4AD earlier, and last year she got the H1B approved, and she's on H1B now. And we are planning to travel to India and switch it back to H4.
No problem.
And she'll continue to work on EAD. Okay. So so this is what we thought. My question is, somebody was telling me, like, if you have H1B for the first time, you should have the H1B stamped at least once. Otherwise, it'll go. I mean, it'll go out of cap. So is that true? I mean, so is there a mandate that I have to stamp this H1B at least once?
There is some truth for it, but that truth is not applicable to you, though. To be counted against the cap, there must be doing one of the two things. One is to get the stamping in the passport, which didn't happen for your wife. The second thing is that she must have a valid I-797 with the I-94 and might have worked on that H-1B for a period of time. Your wife, you told me, got the I-797, which is change of status approved with the I-94, and she worked on it. Is that true?
Yeah, yes. She has the I-797 with I-94 approved.
She is being counted. She is counted against the cap. She doesn't need to be counted against the cap for the next 90 years.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And the second question I have is, there is a proposal of doing the stamping within US, right?
You're absolutely
like there was a pilot program or something. So is it still in progress, or is there a hope? And
it's a very good hope. It's a very likely that it's going to be implemented, though, because they want to move the resources from the consulates to here, because the jobs can be moved back to United States. It is very serious. There is a very good chance it will be implemented by end of this year.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. And one last question is, like I know like we had the priority date until 2015 Jan and then it moved back, right? So like, do you know how many pending applications were there until 2015 January 1st? Means how many people have applied and they're holding the EAD
60,000.
and waiting for green card?
60,000.
60,000?
Approximately. 60.
Okay.
60. That's right.
In EB2. Okay. And my priority date is like April
I said
2015.
in EB2 and EB3 60,000, not EB2 alone.
Okay, so I should count only EB2. So how many in EB2?
Approximately around 30,000 or EB2. The reason why you should not just count EB2 alone is these people are changing the lines just like the way people traveling in Los Angeles highways. People are moving to EB2 to EB3, EB3 to EB2. So you have to count all 60,000. It'll be easier. If you're in EB2 line, you know you can change to EB3s, right? Yeah. So that's the reason I said, don't just say I'm EB2, I will be in EB2. No, you will change. Even if you don't change, the rest of the people, they are changing from EB3 to EB2, EB2 to EB3 to EB2. Most of the Indians are doing it.
Okay. So if it is around 60,000, and my understanding is that we get around 3,000 in EB2, 3,000 in EB3 every year. Let's say around 6,000. So these backlog will be cleared in 10 years. Then mine is April. So like I would get 10 years or later, but not earlier than that. Is that true?
Not exactly true. The reason is that most of the years, though, there are some unused green cards from the EB1 coming to EB2 and the EB2 also unused green cards, they come into, and Indian descent people will take some of those green cards though. So yeah, on the paper it looks 10 year, but it could be sooner too. Because if the other countries don't use it, we can use it.
Yeah, and in one of the earlier videos, you said the EB5 waiting time is too long, like it takes 8 years and there is no hope, right? What is the current trend now? I heard somebody telling it takes 36 to 42 months. So I'm just asking you.
Right.
The EB5 waiting time.
Good question. On the paper, the priority date for EB5 for Indian nationals is correct. Okay. There are two things that you need to look into when we're looking into EB5s though. What is the processing time for the EB5? The initial processing time for EB5 is 5 years. And after 5 years, what kind of green card do you get? Do you know? You only get a green card that is valid for 2 years. What do you do after the 2 years? You go to immigration. Hey, look, we complied, our investment complied, give me the permanent green card. Then you apply for the waiver of the conditional green card. That process is approximately 4 to 5 years. So the entire process of getting the permanent green card on EB5 is 10 years if you look into just the processing time of the USCIS. You can go to the USCIS website and look into the processing time. But why do people say, no, you are going to get it very fast? Well, because they want to probably cheat your money. Because if I want your $1 million, though, you're not going to give it to me easily. So what I would say, hey, buddy, you're going to get the green card within 3 months. Give me your $1 million. You give the $1 million, then they blame the immigration lawyers. Oh, the immigration lawyer was lazy and all those things. No, you look into the USCIS website, it takes that much time to adjudicate. So entire process is 10 years right now.
Okay. So if somebody says 36 months, that's not true. Thank you.
No, they're trying to take your $1 million. Next person, please.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 1347. 1347, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in, 1 second please, 1347.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
1347.
1347.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me? It's a
Yes.
1347.
Yes, I did. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I have a question. I'm on H1B right now, staying in USA, and
Hello?
yes. I'm
Go
Amol
ahead, sir.
Chaudhary. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call. I have a question. Right now, I'm on H1B, staying in USA, and I applied for green card. Now, my official birth date on my passport, PAN card, Aadhaar card, and is different from my birth date on my birth certificate. So I just need to consult with you what kind of document I need to prepare, that kind of advice I need.
Yeah, we have to start the process of changing your birth certificate, birth date everywhere. It's not that tedious though. You can take the birth certificate change in the passport, from there going forward onwards, all the H1B extensions, everything, you can change it. We have done for several people.
Okay, sure. So that change should be exactly same as whatever on my birth certificate, right?
That is right. That is right. And we have to change Aadhaar card, PAN card, everything can be changed.
All right.
Okay.
And if I start with my passport, Indian Embassy, they can change my birth date at this moment, because
yes,
almost more
they
than
can.
10 years.
Right. Absolutely not a problem. They will change it.
Okay, perfect. And is it there any impact on my existing 797 or existing green card processing, like
no.
my one?
I mean, you definitely will have to go through the hurdles of changing it everywhere, okay? But will it eventually be a problem for you in getting the green card? No.
Okay, okay. That's absolutely answering my question. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 6588. 6588. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hello. We can hear
Hello?
you, sir. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Hello?
Sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rahul Reddy garu.
Hi.
Hello?
Go ahead.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు నా H1 లాటరీలో పిక్ అయిందండి. నేను 4 కంపెనీస్ నుంచి ఫైల్ చేశాను. నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఒక కంపెనీ నుంచి జాబ్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో నేను 4 డిఫరెంట్ కంపెనీస్ నుంచి ఫైల్ చేశాను. బట్ ఏంటంటే అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ నాకు పిక్ అయిన కంపెనీ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఇన్ మై ఎంప్లాయర్ అన్నమాట.
Don't file the H1B period.
ఓకే, రీసెంట్ గా నాకు ఓపీటీ అప్రూవ్ అయిందండి. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఫైల్ ప్రొసీడ్ అవ్వమంటారా వద్దంటారా?
No, absolutely not. Don't proceed with the company that you're not working.
ఓకే, అంటే ఒకవేళ సెకండ్ లాటరీ తీసే ఛాన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటుందండి?
There is a good chance we're going to have a second lottery. If your H1B gets selected from the company that you are working, we are advising people to proceed. But if it's selected from the company that they are not working, the answer is straightly no. Don't file it.
ఓకే. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ ఎలా ఉండొచ్చండి? అంటే ఇట్లాగే మల్టిపుల్ వేసే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుందా, లేకుంటే ఒక సింగిల్ ఎంప్లాయర్ సింగిల్ అప్లికేషన్ ఫైల్ చేసే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుందా?
There may still be some fraud that may get involved next year, not to this extent though. It will depend on how many people will go to jail right now. If, for example, if they're going to send about 100 employees to jail, that definitely next year the fraud is going to go down. It also depends on how many employees who have filed multiple applications will get a permanent bar forever to come back into the United States. If that number is bigger though, then the fraud is going to go down significantly. If not, there may still be some fraud involved next year. But for my advice to you is that because the company that got selected, you are not working for that company, they don't have a job for you at the time when they file the H1B application. We don't even know the company's history, how many other people they have filed. So don't get associated with this company.
Okay. Okay. It's impacted to my next STEM OPT?
It may, we don't know yet at this point of time. When under your situation though, we have only seen people got affected when they go to the consulate. They did bar them to ever come back into the United States. We have not seen them at the STEM extension level at this point of time, but could we see, because your name is already listed there in the list of the people who filed 400,000 applications? We don't know if they're going to come after you or not, but there is nothing you can do right now because there is no time capsule, even though it's shown in the movie that you can go back and correct your things. You cannot do it. Since you cannot do it right now, the best course of action that I suggest is don't file the H-1B with the company that got selected because you're not working for that company.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take one question before our next caller, Andy. This is from A2Techify. Says CBP officer stamp my AOS advance parole for 1 year from date of arrival. That is until 2024. Though my AP is valid until Jan of 2024, does it mean I can keep extending my advance parole by traveling out and into the US?
No. If your advance parole is expiring in January of 2024, and you can only travel before that time, not afterwards. Now, whenever you enter though, they will give the validity for 1 year period. You can ignore only in this case of advance parole for the employment authorization, advance parole based on the 485 of the employment based. Ignore the I-94 that is given online, only for these kind of people though. You can ignore it. Only look into the advance parole. If it is expiring, whatever the date it is expiring, you can travel within that time. You do not look into the I-94 expiration date.
Makes sense. Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 3570. 3570, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Hello, Rahul, sir. So my question is, I had the priority date of Jan 2017, and I have a kid which is US born, she got the birthright citizenship. When she will be eligible to file for me,
21.
for example, of a parent?
When 21. She's 21.
Yeah, what are the conditions to be met? She needs to support us.
No
condition.
There are a lot of exceptions available. If she does not have a job, can you use your job to support it? Yes. Can you have one other person, like maybe your cousin, uncle, aunt who is a green card holder support you financially in the I-864 application and you still get the green card? Yes, that can be done too. So once the child turns 21, the process is so simple.
Okay. So how much time it will take generally?
1.5 years.
It will not take
1.5 years.
Typically 1.5 years.
1.5 years. And you may ask a question.
Because I don't
I understand what you're speaking. Go ahead. You're speaking something.
Yeah, no. Just I'm asking because I don't see in near future it will take so much of long time to get on my own. So that is what I'm asking this question. Whether she need to support us, she should be eligible for that one. That is what I'm asking.
There are many exceptions available if she doesn't have a job. The only thing we require from her is that she has to sign an I-130 application. Now, if she doesn't want to sign the I-130 application, there is nothing, God bless you at that point of time. But no, if she's signing the I-130 application, you're good to go. There are many exceptions available.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Rahul, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy.
Nitya Garu, I want to point out to the people whose children are going to become 21. They ask a question, hey, what is a priority date? There is no priority date for them. There will never be a priority date for them. So they look into the visa bulletin. I don't see that. Where is that? Is it in the first preference, second preference of applicant, third preference? No, they have no preference at all. Parents of US citizens, children under 21 unmarried of US citizens, and spouse of US citizens, they don't come under any category at all. Their priority date is always correct.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for doing that. And let's take our next caller. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Caller with number ending in 0279. 0279. We're ready for you now. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling. Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi Rahul Garu, hi Nitya Garu. This question is for one of my friend who is in India. Actually, he has a H1 approved from company A and he got the stamping on that company. But right now he wants to change the company and he applied with company B. After he gets the approval on company B, can he come on the same visa which he got from company A, or he should go for a new visa stamping?
He does not need to go for a new visa. If he has a stamping with company A and if he's coming to join company B, even if the company A has withdrawn the H-1B application, he can still travel on that visa. The only thing he needs to do is he needs to show the company B's H-1B approval at the CBP. That means when he is entering into United States, you need to say that I am going to be joining with company B. Here is the I-797 approval without I-94, of course, is the consular processing. And he can enter into, he does not need to go to stamping.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That was my only question.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the community you're helping.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 4249. 4249, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 4249. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir?
Yeah, so Nitya. Yeah,
Hi,
Nitya.
sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir, please. We can hear you.
Are you able to hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Hi, Rahul. This is, so I'm staying in Oregon State. So we have a maybe benefit. Hello, Rahul.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
So, I am staying in Portland, Oregon State. Oregon State have a option to avail the paid leave. I think some eligibility from September onwards. Can be avail, I am working as a H1B, can be avail of that benefits from the government or the state government?
Paid leave for what?
If someone in family members, either wife or spouse or spouse or kids, anyone is having maybe health issues, so we can take as a parent or husband, I can avail that leave.
You can. I don't see any problem. I don't see any problem whatsoever at all if you take the paid leave option available in Oregon according to the state law. Let's say, for example, if your wife gets sick or child gets sick and you have to take 2 weeks off and you will get paid for that 2 weeks based on the state law, nothing wrong in taking the benefit. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay, so that we are going to avail from the not employer, correct? From the state government. There is no issue in green card processing?
No issue in the green card processing. As long as the state law says that even if you are a non-immigrant visa person, you can avail that opportunity. I don't see any problem as an immigration lawyer.
Okay, sir. Thanks so much.
Rahul Garu, does this come under FEMLA?
Yeah, it looks like more like what you're speaking. Family medical leave or whatever that is.
Medical leave application, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't
be able to get a copy of that for your particular state as well as for your employer.
Right. For example, California definitely allows for non-immigrants, so, which is fine. So if that state allows, then they're perfectly all right.
They allow, California I know allows up to 12 weeks with a job guarantee and your pay guarantee, and beyond 12 weeks is like, decidable based on the severity of the issue. So I'm sure Oregon also will have something similar,
Yeah, one other thing in Portland, Oregon, I've gone to visit my son. Oh my goodness, there are so many pot shops there. Please, guys, don't go into it. Don't even enter it. When you enter it, they scan your driving license and that will be registered. So don't enter into those pot shops, please.
All right. Sir, thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Caller with number ending in 0351. 0351. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hi, Nitya. Hi, Rahul.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling.
Can you guys hear me?
So please go ahead. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, quick question. So we have a Canadian PR, and when we travel back to US, we entered through a land border, through the Peace Bridge. So they updated our I-94s on the travel history, but they haven't updated it on the first page of the I-94, like where it says, your most recent date of entry. That is still showing as my last time entry, but it's not showing as my most recent land border entry. Should I be worried about it or correct it, or?
What about the expiration date on which it is expiring? Is it valid? It's perfectly reflecting?
That's another thing. So it's a couple of days off. My 797 says, example, May 1st, 2025, but on the website it says May 4th or something on 2025.
That's just a small error. You should be fine. I don't see any problem in it at all. We do see this kind of
the
thing.
most recent
When people enter the land border, they don't change the date of entry though. It's perfectly all right. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, all right. And in such a scenario, when I already have a visa stamping done on my employer right now, and the client whom I'm working for is offering a full-time employment. So if I move to a full-time employment, they will reapply my H1 and transfer it, and all that process will happen. But my existing H1B stamping on my passport, what will happen to that? So do I again have to go for stamping if I cross borders?
No, you don't have to go for stamping. When is the stamping is expiring in May of 2025. So you don't have to worry. Until May of 2025, you can keep traveling, no problem. After May of 2025, if you're traveling though, are you going to be staying in Canada for more than 30 days or less than 30 days? If it's less than 30 days, you can travel to Canada, come back, even though without visa, only to Canada though, not to other countries. If you can travel and come back within 30 days, you're good. But if it's more than 30 days, you have to get the stamping.
Okay, yeah, there's something like the involuntary remediation or something, right? For the less than 30 days.
You're right. That is right. That's called automatic revalidation. Right. No, but you're not using that until May of 2025. You're not using that until May of 2025. It's only after May of 2025 you're using it, okay?
Okay, but after, say, example, I move to another suppose another company. I'm with an employer right now, and I'm working for a client, an employer A and a client B.
Yeah.
But if I move to a full-time employment with, say, another company C, so my stamping will still remain active with my current H1 till the time it actually expires as well. And I will travel with my I-797.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, great. That is all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Rahul, you got one quick question before we take our next caller, Andy. This is from Rajalakshmi Sundareshan. Says, is it possible to have an H1B and an L1 visa simultaneously in the passport, or will the US Embassy or the consulate cancel the one already in the passport and then issue the new one?
They normally cancel it. 95% of the time they cancel the visa. So, but I have seen 5% of the time it's possible. I have seen some H4 and H1B. They did not cancel the H4 even though the person got the H1B sometimes. I've also seen situations where people were on B2, they applied for L1, they got their L1 approved, they didn't cancel the L1 though. But situations like L1 and H1, typically, they do cancel one of them.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 1104. 1104, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, sir, we can hear you. Thank you for calling, sir. Please go ahead.
Hi, how are you? I'm on an H4 visa, and I'm dependent to my father, and I'm currently studying at a university in like Virginia, and I'm like entering my final year of college. So next year will be my final year of college, and in order to get an OPT, I'm applying for a change of status to F1. And I was talking to the international department at the university, and they said that I'm applying for change of status from within the U.S. And it takes like 6 months or so, but I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about when we get F1. Like, I'm guaranteed OPT as long as it comes within the next 2 semesters. I just wanted to know if that was true. Hello?
Hi, I'm sorry. Looks like we just lost Rahul Garu's connection. Can you just hold on for a second? We're going to try to get him back. Sure. I think he just lost his internet. Please give us a second. Thank you. Okay, looks like he's back. Rahul Garu, are you back, sir?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry about that. So he's from Virginia, and I lost.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, buddy.
So I'm a student studying in Virginia right now, and I'm on an H4 trying to complete a change of status to an F1 for my final year of college. Like this upcoming year will be my final year. And I want to change status to F1 so I get an OPT after college.
Of course.
And after speaking to the international department, they told me that as long as, so the change of status is taking around 6 months right now or so. And they told me as long as it comes within the fall semester or the spring semester, that I'll qualify for an OPT. And I just wanted to confirm if this was true or.
Yeah, as long as you before graduation though, you get F1 approved, they will give you an OPT. But if you don't get the F1 approved, you may have to delay your graduation.
So do you think it will take longer than? So I graduate next spring, so May 2024. So do you think I'll be able to get it by then?
There is a possibility it may get delayed. They haven't done the premium processing yet for F1 change of status. So if they do, go for the premium processing. If not, though, there are some of the times it's taking. Be prepared to delay the graduation.
Some extra information. We already filed, we filed like this last week for change of status. So does that affect the scenario at all?
Well, it does not affect what we discussed though. What I'm telling is that if you don't get the F1 approved before your graduation, delay your graduation.
Delay my graduation, okay. So okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you,
I had one more question.
Go ahead, sir.
One more. I had one more.
Go ahead, sir.
And so if this happened, if I was not to get my OPT because of some F1 issue, do you think it would be in my best interest to, instead of pursuing a job, maybe apply for a master's or something?
I would definitely, you can apply for a master's degree. You're right. You won't get an OPT right now. You'll get an OPT after master's degree. You can do that. But I want to get your OPT though. Please work on it. If needed, consult a lawyer. If you're not getting the idea properly, do not graduate until your F1 is approved. That's a secret. If you do graduate and then now you want to pursue the F1, you have to join masters. You don't have an option. And you don't get an OPT. You're not eligible for STEM extension if you're a STEM extension, if you graduate, okay?
Okay, got it. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller.
I just want to point out for the people who are under this situation, who are turning 21, don't try to apply for the F1 visa in the final year. Try to do in the second year of your college though. Sometimes it may take 17 to 18 months to get the F1 approved. And if you graduate before the F1 is approved, you are doomed. You will not be eligible for the OPT or STEM extension. So apply in the second year of the degree.
Sir, also wanted to just check in. You had mentioned something about like taking fewer subjects in case they're already at that point. Will that help at all? Will that help work in this case?
No. Because if they do fewer subjects though, for F1 visa, they need to take a full coursework though. Taking fewer classes won't help. But probably getting another major, getting another minor, other than what they're actually doing will help more.
Okay. That makes sense, Andy. Thank you so much, sir. That clarification. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 8121. 8121. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 8121.
Hey Rahul, hey Nitya, can you hear me?
Hi sir, we can hear you. Thank you for calling, sir. Please go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So my question is, I'm working on H-1B with one of the clients that is based out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm living in Texas. So I have both the addresses on LCA, like my home address in Texas and the client address in Pittsburgh. Now, because of my wife got a job in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's like, 300 miles from Pittsburgh. So we are planning to move to Philadelphia. So just wanted to check, like, do my employer need to file a new LCA or an H-1B amendment?
Both. They need to file an LCA and H-1B amendment, both.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Because it is 300 miles. If it's like 20 miles, you're fine. If it's 20 to 40, probably okay. More than that, more than 100 miles, period, you have to file an amendment. Next person, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, folks. We have a lot more questions to cover in our live chat as well as in our folks waiting to talk to Rahul Garu in our waiting room. But unfortunately, as always, time somehow seems to run really fast when we're on this show. Rahul Garu, thank you so much, Andy, for being on the show and for always answering our questions.
Thank you, Nitya Garu.
For a second there, Rahul Garu, I thought you got stumped by someone's question because your image just froze and matter. And then we realized we lost you there for a second. But thank you for coming back and helping this young gentleman. So for all our viewers, come back with your questions, same time, same place next week. And we will be here to answer all of your questions. And until then, have a safe week, have a great week, and goodbye. Thanks.
Thank you.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సరదాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా? మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా.
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
ఆకర్షణీయమైన చీరలు, అప్పురపరిచే ధరలు, అందరికీ నచ్చిన, అందరూ మెచ్చిన షో మన లక్కీ మహిళ. బోలెడంత ఎక్సైట్మెంట్, వండర్ఫుల్ విన్నింగ్ మూమెంట్స్.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ చెప్పారు, మీరే గెలుచుకున్నారండి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, $220.
సెలబ్రిటీ హోస్ట్లు, అదిరిపోయే పంచులు, సరదా సరదా కబుర్లు.
ఆశ దోశ అప్పడం బడ హెల్ప్ మీరు ఆడుతున్నారు.
ఇలా మరెన్నో మెమరబుల్ మూమెంట్స్ తోటి థర్డ్ యానివర్సరీ జరుపుకుంటోంది మన లక్కీ మహిళ. Watch it live.